Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reacting finally to Homogenic by Björk. I've been looking forward to this for so long. It's been a little bit since I've reacted to, obviously, the debut and post album, but I feel like I've sat with both kind of albums enough, reacted to some music videos in between there. If you have not seen my music video reactions to Hyper Ballad and Human Behavior, those have just been added to my channel within the last week, so check those out. I'm meaning to get to some live performances as well, but I feel like I've done a good job kind of summarizing the kind of first couple of eras of Björk's artistry, and I feel like I'm ready at this point in time now to move on. I wasn't for a little bit of time, but now I'm fully ready to kind of soak up what Homogenic has to offer. I have a couple sheets of paper here that I can kind of read off. Some of the backstory on the lyricism. That's one thing I find I kind of miss in my reactions, is kind of the background behind the lyricism and everything. So it kind of just has some background information about each song that I'll kind of cover when the time is right. So I hope that is kind of an interesting kind of touch there that you guys also enjoy. I'm really, really excited. 10 tracks, 43 minutes long, 32 seconds. This is shaping up to potentially be like way more experimental than anything we've heard on debut or post, which I'm really, really liking. Also might be a little more kind of emotional, ballady, which I have been wanting kind of more Björk ballad-like songs for a while now, so I feel like I won't be mad if we get them. So just before we get started, I want to let you guys know that I do have a Patreon. There I also have an Army of Me music video reaction if you want to check out the reaction to the Army of Me music video, plus other exclusive videos that you're not going to get on the main channel. If you are a member, I believe it's like less than $5 Canadian a month. You can suggest things for me to react to, and if you're a member, it's a guarantee I'll check it out, and it will be published on the Patreon. That is an option. Link will be down in the description. Let's get started with track number 1, Hunter by Björk. This one has a music video, and I think the only one out of this era to have a music video, so I'm really, really curious about that. I'm excited. This was released 2 years after post, so the evolution is going to be really, really interesting to see. So, Hunter, let's do this. Come on. That bass. Shit. Turn it up. I need to hear the bass in my, like, everywhere in my body. That bass is so sick.
If travel is searching and home what's been found,
I love that kind of, the kind of, like, vocal behind her actual vocals, you know what I mean? Very, like, alien-y, futuristic sounding almost. The strings every once in a while. Her voice sounds much more youthful, at least in this song. Really cool delivery so far. Ooh, I like that touch. Feels like, she's running from something, kind of invoking what the song is also trying to tell. Gorgeous arrangement. Chills almost. Chills. Wow.
I thought I could organize freedom. How Scandinavian of me.
It's a cool line. How Scandinavian of me. She's not even Scandinavian. Ooh, getting way more complex now. I'm liking this.
You could smell it, so you left me on my own to complete the mission. Now I'm leaving it all
This feels cold. Feels like cold. I don't know.
I'm going hunting. I'm a hunter.
Oh, great.
I'm a hunter.
This is produced so well. This arrangement of everything comes together incredibly.
I'm a hunter.
I love this part too.
I'm a hunter.
Beautiful.
I'm a hunter. I'm a hunter.
Yeah, it all just feels so cold and lonely almost. Like she's like running from something, or something's running from her out in the woods. Great job invoking kind of what she's trying to get across here. Oh, what an opener! You know, it really had this kind of deep and emotional vibe, but also had, you know, touches of gorgeous production, like a gorgeous arrangement, and then the bass at times really nice. And again, with that experimental touch of production as well. Definitely not the last we're going to be hearing of that, but that was beautiful. That was gorgeous. I love the way she kind of invoked the mood out of that song. Oh. I love those kind of breathy vocals too. What an opener. What? Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. If we're getting even more kind of grand arrangements that I feel is also going to be a heavy theme mixed with this experimental production that we even kind of saw firsthand on Hunter, that was a great opener. That was a great opener. You know, vocally, beautiful as always. Really the production, the arrangement of everything on that opening track is, you know, absolutely gorgeous. And that's kind of, you know, what I really want to hear from this whole album. And I have a feeling it's not going to be the last of those songs that sound that way. Just to read a little bit more about the lyrics, about like why she wanted to, why this is called Hunter. So basically, she emphasizes the pressure she feels as the biggest name to come out of Iceland. She seeks to establish herself now as the Hunter, which is symbolic of the direction her career took off after this album. So this was kind of like her big moment in the kind of in music. Homogenic, this was the album. When asked about what she wanted to communicate with the song, she said, the hunger for adventure. And then on the line, how Scandinavian of me, which I thought to myself, like, she's not even Scandinavian. We don't like Scandinavian stuff in Iceland because they're too organized. I mean, Icelandic people are really free. We have a bunch of anarchists of the Icelanders. We don't like authorities. We don't have an army. We don't like schedules. Actually, we don't know how to do schedules. Okay. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. Very much like feels like, you know, pressure is getting to her, you know, being kind of, you know, adventure for what's to come in her career, and being Icelandic feels very her. Very, very cool meaning behind that. And I like that how Scandinavian of me line there. I thought that was cool, and it makes sense why she put that in there. Almost like kind of like a negative thing, but not totally. Anyways, a great first track. Moving on to, is it Yoga or is it Joga? I don't know if the J is pronounced or what, but great opening track, none the least. Track 2, let's get to it. This also feels very like cold and sad, almost empty feeling.
These accidents that happen, follow the dot. Coincidence makes sense only with you. You don't have to speak. I feel emotional.
Ooh.
Landscape.
Really raw vocals this time around on this song.
And you push me up to
Oh, yeah.
How beautiful.
This arrangement.
Stay down. Emergency is where I want to be.
Again, there's that glitchy experimentalness to it all. Oh, come on.
All that no one sees, you see what's inside of me. Every nerve that hurts, you heal deep inside of me. Ooh, you don't have to
like that.
speak. I feel emotional landscapes. They pass on me. Confused. The riddle gets solved, and you push me up to this state of
Okay. Different vibe here. Little more vibey and everything. Nice. Again, this got this like hip hop almost vibe to it. Oh, production. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Trip hop. Trip hop is kind of a theme on this album, so would make sense. Wow. I've never heard this level of kind of genre blend before. You know, mixing this kind of crazy arrangements with strings and everything like that with the experimentalness that we're hearing. 97, by the way. She is a genius. Yeah, I really like this. Yeah, this latter half of the track especially is lots of fun. That's good. Oh, come on. Like, what a 1-2 punch, really, to open this album. Like, ugh. Ooh. I like these vocals that aren't really being drowned out in anything. You can fully, clearly hear them. I love that. Ugh. Shaking me to my core. The first two songs. Oh, this has got to be in a movie. Especially this one. The arrangement's just too good to go unnoticed. Like, this is one of her best. For sure, one of her best songs. Without a doubt. I would say, especially in a lane like this, where, you know, one of her best ballady songs, kind of slower. It definitely did pick up. Sorry, I'll finish this outro here. It's got like 5 seconds left. But I love the mix between, obviously, that hip-hop, trip-hop kind of vibe. It really, really got way more experimental and full in the latter half. I just love these opening 2 tracks. Hunter and Yoga are so good. So good. Kind of very, very cohesive. They are alike in many different ways, but they also stand out. And I really like, again, her lyricism on these 2 opening tracks is also incredible. Again, arrangements are to die for. And then just the genre blending. I mean, everything that I've wanted. You know, this is a clear step up from Post. Not that Post is bad, just in the level of artistry, you can see that there is a clear kind of evolution here. So this was the first and the lead single off of Homogenic that came out sometime, like the first song came out sometime before Homogenic, which a crazy lead single, by the way. I can see why it was picked. It really, really does stand out. The song is a dedication to Björk's close friend, Johanna Joga. I guess it would be Yoga, because it would be Johann's daughter, not Johann's daughter, right? Yoga? That makes sense. But it was dedicated to her close friend. She at that time was the wife of the future mayor of Reykjavik, John Nahr, and also her personal assistant during the shooter of Dancer in the Dark. Oh, okay, yeah, she has a movie called Dancer in the Dark. I forgot about that, but now I know again. This song in a way describes her home Iceland, again, kind of like Hunter, and compares it to her state of mind. And then she said, I think that song is several things. At the time, I was going to move to London for a couple of months to record an album. I ended up doing 2 records and touring the world. I'd never been so long away from Iceland, so when I started preparing for Homogenic, it was obviously supposed to be a love album to Icelandic nature. Very, very clear so far. I'd learned enough about studios and beats to make modern Icelandic pop music. It isn't Icelandic music trying to be English or American. That it's not. I was doing a lot of experimenting with beats, trying to make them sound volcanic, and with this song I really had a sort of national anthem in mind. Not the national anthem, but certain classic Icelandic songs. Very romantic, very proud. So, okay, some nice backstory. It's dedicated to her close friend. Yeah, obviously very, very dedicated to Iceland and her home, and now that I know, like, she was kind of moving away, kind of, especially knowing the backstory of Hunter, kind of like, how she's almost too big for Iceland at this point. She's moving on to better things in London, moving away from her home, but she's also missing it in that sense. And this is kind of an homage to Iceland and Icelandic nature, and you can really, really see that in these first 2 tracks. Absolutely beautiful, and I love kind of reading this stuff. This is, I don't know if you guys like the backstory, because you guys probably know it all, but I like reading up on this. I find it really, really interesting to get a clearer vibe of, at the time, what kind of, how the album was made. So, moving on to track 3, Unravel, will be interesting to see how she kind of follows up these next 2, or these first 2. Oh, no. Stop with the strings. It's too much. Just kidding. I love it. I love it a lot. Ooh. Oh. Wow. That little production touch. Layered vocals this time. This is gorgeous. Just vocally, it's stunning. That noise.
My heart comes undone, slowly unravels in a ball of yarn. A devil collects and with a grin, our love in a ball of yarn. You'll never return it.
Oh, that little hit.
We'll have to make you'll never return it. We'll have to make you'll never return
Wow. I can't even. Honestly, this might be one of the best songs vocally. She's really kind of going out there with her vocals in this one. Love the kind of vocal stacking at parts too. Very kind of cool sound effects. Less interesting production-wise compared to the first two songs, but that really was a nice kind of breather. Gorgeous track, really kind of a nice focus on the vocals. Again, the production and arrangement. What is happening? What a beginning group of songs so far. This is very, very good. Very all cohesive too, like so good. And then that transfers kind of right into Bachelorette Family Tree version, which there's that sound again. Let's just keep it going. Ooh, okay. I feel like I'm in like a crime movie. Like that transition a lot. I wonder why it's called Family Tree version. I don't know what that means necessarily, but okay. There's those kind of trip hop vibes back again. It's like bouncy almost. I like this stripped backness too after the busy intro. This might be my favorite so far. I'm really fucking enjoying this one. Sing it. This is nasty. Guys, wow. I feel like a broken record saying, oh shit, this arrangement, but it's true, It's just that good. Like those little stabs in the bass and everything. I can't wait for the final climax of this song. I feel like it's gonna be insane. What lyricism as well, by the way. That was insane. That is definitely my favorite so far. That was so good. Are we French now? What is that kind of like transition into? That was so good. I can't get over that. That was definitely my favorite one yet. Like, obvious, whoa, I can't speak. It was kind of like obviously the craziest one production-wise. It had kind of the best of everything we've heard so far. The arrangement, the mix of arrangement, kind of even bigger trip-hop vibes, a lot more chaos going on, a lot more upbeatness, but she still had those vocals kind of being showcased. You know, it kind of really, really lines up. You know, the first couple of vibes we got on those first 3 songs, and then 4 kind of sums it up all together. You know what I mean? So Bachelorette really, really feels like a kind of total mesh of the first 3 songs that we've received. But that is definitely my favorite yet. But, I mean, there's no skips on this so far. Each song has kind of their own little thing that they kind of do really well. But I love that one. That was definitely my favorite so far. So a little backing on Bachelorette as well. So apparently this is a sequel to Isabel that was way back in debut or post. Honestly, they sometimes mesh together for me, but this is kind of like a sequel to Bachelorette. So on this song, Isabel decides to return to the city. It's like the sequel to her story. She goes back to the city by train, which is why the beats of the song are like a train. Okay, that is cool. That is cool, I can't lie. And she prepares to confront all the people that she loves with love. It's a disarming confrontation. Sick. I really, really like that. So, okay, I'm going to have to go back and listen to Isabel kind of just for the story alone. Kind of see how, you know, that song compares with this song and how it differs in definitely the story kind of side of things. I did not realize that was the meaning behind it all. But yeah, definitely my favorite yet. But we still have many songs to cover left. So All Neon Like is track 5. Let's see what that one has in store.
Not till you halo all over me. I'll come over. Not till it shimmers.
Wow.
In your skull. I'll be yours. I weave for you the marvelous web, glow in the dark threads, all neon light.
What? Okay, I'm a fan.
The cocoon surrounds you.
The cocoon surrounds you.
Embraces all, so you can sleep.
This is so cool.
Fetus style.
Fetus style? Is that what she's saying?
And they will assist us, 'cause we're asking for help. And the luminous beam it feeds you and
Wow. Amazing. Okay, we're back to that.
The soft distortion fills
That goes so hard, actually. Ooh, love that, like, it's just buzzing.
Your turtle hearts, and they will assist us, 'cause we're asking for help.
It's so ominous, almost.
And the luminous beam feeds you
Almost does have this kind of 80s and 90s feel. Very, like, shimmery and different. Really feels like we're entering kind of a different stage in the album, sonically, but, like, still being cohesive, obviously.
With a razor blades, I'll cut a slit open, and the luminous beam heals you, honey, heals you. Don't get angry with yourself. Don't get angry with yourself. Don't get angry with yourself.
Such cool production on this one.
Don't get
Wow.
angry
Yeah,
with
no kidding.
yourself. I'll heal you. I'll heal you. Luminous. I'll heal you.
Ooh, I love this part. That was good. Oh, there's still like a minute left. Damn. I love this breakdown for the last minutes. All of the production that we've heard. I like that. I like it. It feels very much more more bright and positive than all the first four tracks that we've heard. Very like shimmery, something shimmery, kind of 80s, 90s about it. Obviously, that specific vibe. Really, really cool production as well. Kind of the coolest, I think, on the album so far. That is an interesting one. That is an interesting one, but it's very, very eye-catching, and I really, really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed it. The song is made out of snippets of a Björk poem called Techno Prayer, and while some argue it may have sexual references, including the use of semen, which I didn't hear anything about that, but I'm also not good at paying attention to the lyrics and what she's saying, because I'm kind of focusing foremost on, the production and her vocals and all that kind of thing. So lyrics are kind of secondary. So getting the summary is probably like good enough for me. But I did obviously like hear, talk about like cocoons and fetuses, which is interesting. And it's most likely about Björk wanting to heal her lover. Okay, I knew it was about that because she said like heal you or heal my lover or something like that. So that makes sense, and it was released in, obviously, 1997. I don't know why I have that. But very, very interesting that it was part of a poem, and then she cut it, and there's snippets that are kind of composed of into this song. Really, really neat. Really, really neat. And, the lyricism is something that I didn't catch at first. But, yeah, definitely feels like we're entering kind of a different path in the homogenic reaction. We'll see. Next track is 5 years. I'm excited to see where it goes from here, for sure. Really enjoyed that one, though. Very, very good. Okay. Oh, I'm scared.
Think you deny me of something while I've got plenty. You're the one who's missing out, but you won't notice until after 5 years. If you live that long,
ooh, that's very like glitchy distortion. Just chasing right after me, okay? Love this.
I'm so bored with cowards that
real, bro. Real.
And then they contender.
Yeah, much more dynamic here, these last 2 tracks.
You can't handle
Incredible.
You can't handle love. You just can't handle. I dare you to take me on. I dare you to show me your powers. What's so scary? Not a threat in sight. You just can't handle.
Okay, into this more dreamy section.
You can't handle love. It's obvious. You can't handle. I dare you to take me on. I dare you
Gorgeous vocals.
to show me your palms. I'm so bored of cowards that say they want, then they can't handle. You can't handle.
Okay. Back to this arrangement. Style. Arrangement style.
It's obvious you can't handle.
This is so good. She seems kind of more vulnerable, you know, heartbroken in this song compared to, you know, just storytelling. She is storytelling in kind of, you know, an angry, you know, very, very vulnerable way. The energy is definitely here, based off of the production as well. She is angry. Breakdown again. She loves to do like breakdowns, just letting the kind of production run wild to finish the song, which I can't blame her. The production on this one especially might be the best in the whole album. Really out there and experimental. This definitely feels like Arca, and they did collab, you know, way ahead in the future from this, but definitely parts of that gave Arca. I love Arca, and I'm excited to kind of listen to their collab album, because, you know, I know, you know, Arca takes a lot of inspiration from Björk, and they've collabed many times, and, you know, that definitely reminded me of some stuff that Arca has done, but that was a really, really great one as well. Really, really feels like we're entering a different territory, kind of again, more vulnerable, angry, kind of sad Björk, just in the lyrical content of it all, which is really, really interesting. Also more kind of, experimental and less kind of, strings and pure ballads like the kind of opening part of the album, which I like as well. The last two tracks have definitely been different, but still remaining kind of under the same theme, which I love. A huge, huge different kind of mix of sounds that we're getting. And yeah, that one was really good. This song is presumably a song about someone Björk knew, someone she surely loved and wanted a relationship from, yet the person did not reciprocate it. In this song, Björk explains her position to this person. She explains that they seem to be afraid of nothing, and that it seems to her that they simply cannot love. I mean, that is understandable why she is so, upset. Coward. Telling them that they're a coward. Okay, Queen. Spit. Spit. Why didn't they go after you, bro? What's wrong with them? Track 7 is Immature. Again, maybe suggesting another kind of, deep lyrical type song, which I'm excited for as well. Is this a follow-up after this song, maybe? Is this Icelandic? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yes! Oh, she's mad. Oh, she's mad. Love the vibe of this one. And it's got a certain groove to this one that none of the songs have really had up until this point, which I like. Oh, okay, that's what she said. To think you could replace the missing elements in me. That's what she's saying. Okay, I wasn't quite sure. Let me go back to this view. There we go. There we go. I wasn't quite sure what she was saying at the end there. I was like, okay, maybe this is a follow-up from 5 years. And it still could be. Maybe not. But yeah, she's very angry. She's screaming on this one. I want her to scream more. Get really pissed off on these last 3 tracks. But that was also a really, really fun one. Immature. That was, that had a groove to it that none of the tracks have really had. Very, very upbeat. Again, lyrical content is... She's very, very mad at something. And I don't know if it's a follow-up from 5 years, but I guess we'll find out. But But Immature sees Björk being more self-reflective. It is believed to be written about mistakes in past relationships. Okay, so just in general. Shortly after the breakup with Goldie, which is her ex, I'm assuming, where she believed she could depend on her partner to make her happy. Eventually, she realized how naive it was for her to think that it would work. She learns that no one's perfect and that it's normal to make mistakes and to have faults, to feel gloomy, but there are no lazy solutions to finding complete happiness. Okay, so this is actually about a breakup that she went through and just, kind of, reminiscing about past relationships, what went wrong. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I am excited about Alarm Call. The name, just in general, makes me excited for what this possibly could sound like. But, yeah, Immature, really, really good one. Moving on to track 8 now. I can't believe we're at track 8. This is flying by. I am having a lot of fun. Kind of a whiplash effect, kind of with all of the different sounds we're getting. It's all so great up into this point. Ooh, this is, like, haunting. Okay. Focus, camera. My camera can focus. That'd be great. Here we go.
I have walked this earth and watched people. I can be sincere and say I like them. And be it up there and and be you can't say no to hope, can't say no to happiness. I want to go on a mountain.
This is, again, groovy and dancey.
With radio and good batteries, and play a giant's tune and free that human race from suffering. I'm no fucking Buddhist, but this is enlightenment. The less you give me, the more space I've got. I'm capable and
That's cool. That's so cool. This is so good. Come on.
This is an alarm call, so wake up now. Today has never happened, and it doesn't frighten me. It doesn't scare me. And being empty and you can't say no to hope.
The growl.
No to happiness. It doesn't scare
It
me.
even feels like it's getting heavier in this song.
It doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't scare me at all.
Yeah, that's super heavy.
It doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't scare me at all.
Another groove. We're getting into it. That was so much fun. Now last two songs kind of getting more like dancey into a groove kind of thing. I like that one. I like that one. That was very, very fun. You know, when I think of music from kind of this time period, this sound is really what I think of. You know what I mean? You know, this kind of dance, like, you know, my mind immediately goes to that. So kind of Björk kind of channeling that, that sound is really, really fun. And I know she's kind of had this kind of, you know, hip hop kind of sound in a couple of songs. I believe in the opening track, and then we got it in like Bachelorette, I think. So a couple of songs have also had that influence, but this one was fully like trip hop. Very, very cool. And we're down to the last two songs, and I have a feeling they're going to be crazy. Pluto and All Is Full of Love. I've heard these two are kind of like the most interesting on the whole album. I don't know if that is right, but I am excited. I am excited to listen to those two. So Alarm Call. The song speaks of reawakening through music and is rumored to be about Michael Jackson, as it was originally titled Jacko in the Homogenic demos. Interesting. I can kind of see why. There is a kind of, you know, Michael Jackson flair with the kind of, you know, grooviness to it all. But I never would have guessed it was like, unless the lyrical content was changed and the lyrics in this actual song don't have anything to do with him. But the fact that it was a demo called Jacko that is rumored to be about him, that is very interesting. Björk explained, I think, that music has the power to change things, and that's what I wanted to show on this song. Very, very powerful. Music does really have the power to change things, bro. Like, that is truth. That is truth. Down to two songs now, Pluto and All Is Full of Love. I have heard All Is Full as all. Why can't I say that? All Is Full of Love is one of the most iconic songs in her whole discography, so I am especially interested to hear that one. I feel like that one's going to be a totally different vibe, kind of to close it all out. But yeah, without further ado, last two songs. Let's get into it. What? I'm just going to play this back. I'm going to play it back. Let me play it back. Okay. Love the distortion on her vocals too. Oh wow, that's fully distorted. This might be my favorite yet. This might be my favorite on the album already. Can you see I'm a whore for ultra experimental shit? This is good. Ooh, her vocals kind of just like went in both sides of my headphones. Ooh, those, literally. This is the best one. I think this is the best one. I'm not joking. I think this might be the best one. This is so stimulating, incredibly stimulating. I love this part too, with the Who's kind of going back and forth. Scream, girl! I wanted her to yell more. This is so good. production. Feels like I'm being sucked into like a grater. It's amazing. Oh yeah. This is so good. Yeah, talk about experimental. This is the one she really experiments with the most. But that's not a bad thing. That was my favorite on the album. Yeah, that's my favorite on the album, believe it or not. I know, you know, it would be very, very interesting to see the reception to, you know, us, like, Pluto in 1997 when this was released. Like, was this generally considered a divisive song among like the general population, even Björk fans? You know, like, how was this considered divisive? Because, you know, this is incredible to me. But on, like, when it first came out, you know, was it received well? I know Björk has done experimental stuff on debut and post. Nothing to this level. Nothing that we've heard in this album as a whole, especially on Pluto. I really, really like that one. So I'd be interested to hear kind of some of the thoughts that kind of, you know, first-hand listeners back in 97 when it was released, their thoughts on what they thought of the song. But yeah, one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite on the album. 100%. I loved, you know, how the distorted vocals, the, you know, almost flipping in each ear of my headphones, and then the yelling, the distorted yelling, the screaming that kind of just continued, and then the graded kind of, you know, very metallic sounding production. It's so stimulating in the best way possible. That is a fantastic track there. And now we're at the last one. So I want to read a little bit about Pluto, because I didn't really get to kind of focus on the lyrics that much in that one. So I think lyrically this might be pretty interesting. But Björk describes a process of violent explosion in order to renew herself. So yeah, explosion, volcanic, seems also to be a theme in this album, which also kind of adds to the fact that she's trying to make it like, you know, Icelandic nature. You know, Iceland is known for, you know, volcanoes and explosions. So very, very kind of, you know, it's a very Icelandic sounding album. So what she was trying to aim for here, very, very well done. Part of the song was inspired by Norse mythology of Ragnarok, the foretold cataclysmic death of the world where afterwards humanity is to be reborn. The largest influence, however, is astrology. Björk being born on November 21st places her in the sign of Scorpio. The ruling planet for Scorpio is Pluto. In astrology, Pluto is known as the Great Renewer and governs transformations. Being ruled by the planet Pluto, Björk is describing a need to transform herself, but to do so, needs to do it in a violent upheaval. This perhaps ties back to the association with Ragnarok, as Pluto was named after the Roman god of the underworld and is thus associated with death. It all really does tie together. So many layers upon layers that I never would have realized. So this song is essentially about being plastered that need to destroy everything so you can start over again. No extra baggage. It's about death and birth. Interesting that like this type of song, especially about death, is kind of towards the end, you know, but it's not the closer, which makes me really, really interested to hear what kind of All Is Full of Love is about. Very, very interesting. But yeah, that definitely does seem to be kind of the most, you know, I won't say interesting song lyrically, because there's a lot of, you know, deep lyrical content on this album just from like reading these kind of, you know, brief overviews that I have here. But that seems to be like a lot of thought went into the background of this song as a whole, and really like the world building of this album, kind of really setting the scene in each song, from the opening part where it's kind of more cold, the last couple of tracks have been more about kind of destroying your past, you know, this explosion of sound. Really, really cool at setting this. Like, she's doing a great job of setting the scene of this album. It's incredible. And now we're at the last track. Really excited to see what we're going to get for the final track. Let's listen to it. This has been an insane album. Again, such a ride. Such a ride. Oh, that's the song. Whoa, there was like a crazy vibration in both of my ears and my headphones, and I was like, is the song even started yet? That is the song. Whoa. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to that. Make sure I'm actually locked in. Whoa. That is so weird to hear. I don't know if you can hear it in your headphones or just like in the studio version, like on a laptop or something, but that's crazy. Wow. It's really setting the scene here. This is going to be like another kind of similar to the opening part of the album, I presume, but who knows? I love this vibration going on in my ears. It's so stimulating.
To be given love, you'll be taken care of. You'll be given love. You have to trust it.
Wow.
Maybe not from these sources. You have poured yours. Maybe not from the directions you are staring at. Trust your head around. It's all around you. All is full of love.
This is gorgeous.
All around you. All is full of love.
This isn't like an I'm ascending.
Your phone is off the hook. Your doors are shut. And I'm breathing
There's so much going on, but also so little at the same time. Oh, the vocal layering. Just the harmonies of everything is so good. This is you know, this is flowery. Like, it's like Pluto was the final death. This is really like something is opening. Something is opening, you know. There's a completely different world that's being discovered right after the death. You know, that's my kind of interpretation of this song. It really feels kind of bright and spring, invoking spring. This is a gorgeous song. Like, I should be playing this every day just to kind of get me in the mood for the environment. Again, the world building, the scene setting for all of these songs in this album is like no other in her discography yet that I've heard. Wow. That was gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, I can see why that is the closer. I didn't get it. I thought Pluto would make more sense as a closer since it's about death, but this really does kind of sum up, you know, hey, there's a better world out there. It's brighter, it's happier. Really to kind of, you know, add the final touches to this album. That was gorgeous. That was gorgeous as well. Very bright, shimmery, you know, unlike the ballads at the opening part of the album that was more dark, less hopeful sounding, you know, nothing was chasing me, you know, very, very different types of ballady songs and slower songs and like atmospheric songs to open and close the album, which I love. I love that we kind of got more of that sound from Björk. And her voice sounds like she does a great job at setting the scene for those kind of more emotional ballads for sure. So apparently this song does have two main versions, one from 1997 when this was first released and one from 1999. So I'm assuming this is the standard version when it was first released and not the 1999 one. The first and most popular one is featured in the music video, which is considered one of the greatest of all time. I will have to check that out now that I have reacted to Homogenic. I have some more music videos to check out now. It incorporates a volcanic beat into the song. Okay. This version was released 2 years after the original version as the final single from Homogenic. I guess waking up after having been in Spain for 6 months in the mountains with few people, it was kind of solitary. And it was April and I had a walk in the morning around the mountains and spring just kicked in. Okay, for sure. It was definitely nature-inspired. On a more personal level, it's about when you have been too stubborn about giving love to one particular direction, you expect it back, like it's a bank or something, and kind of realizing that it's up to you what you give, but it's not up to you what you are given and where from. All Is Full of Love was written after the rest of Homogenic, which I'd wanted to be an aggressive macho album. In Icelandic mythology, you have the saga where the gods get aggressive and the world explodes and everything dies. And then the sun comes up and everything starts all over again. Okay, so I was kind of like spot on with I didn't even read this ahead of time. I had no idea. But it really does sound like that. And just to get the viewer to know that without even explicitly saying, you know, I can see it. I can see it for sure. And everything starts all over again. It's the last track on Homogenic after Pluto, which stands for death. All Is Full of Love is like the birds coming out after the thunderstorm in a way. In my head, All Is Full of Love is the first song on Vespertine. Okay, that is a really cool touch. That is a cool touch to start your kind of new album era with the last song on Homogenic. So Vespertine, I believe that is the next album we're going to be reacting to. Right? I thought it was Volnicura. I feel like I have been saying Volnicura is the next one I'll check out, but I believe Vespertine is the next one in her discography. I could be wrong. I'm just going to double check so I'm not going to... Okay, Volnicura is the 2015 album. I'm confusing the V's. Vespertine is up next, 4 years after Homogenic. You know, if we're getting kind of this more bright, happy, you know, promising type album in Vespertine, I am excited to see what that is going to sound like now. You know, these first three albums have been a ride, each different in their own specific way. And now, you know, getting set up for Vespertine, that one is going to be very, very interesting. Volnicura is is a while away. I don't know why I have been saying Volnicura, but Vespertine. Vespertine is the next one coming up that I will react to whenever, but this is an incredible album. This is absolutely incredible. Let's go over my favorites. I think my favorites are kind of on either end of the track list. I feel like the first 4 tracks of this album are so good. Really do a great job at kind of setting the scene, this kind of slower mix, though, of her vocals, this atmospheric experimentalness with like modes of, or aspects of trip hop and other kind of very, very unique sounds. And then Bachelorette at track 4 kind of sums all of the 3 opening tracks up. So gorgeous kind of opener. And then the last 3 on the album is also very, very good. We kind of have this groovy, way more experimental, and then a gorgeous kind of another ballady like track to kind of get the next era kind of started. I will have to come back to kind of some of the songs in the middle. All Neon Light, All Neon Like, 5 Years, and Immature. I liked 5 Years. I mean, I liked all of them, but those are the ones where I'm going to have to come back to. They were very, very cool production-wise. It's just melodically, for me, on first listen, there was not too much for me to attach to that I could really, really latch on to. So I feel like I need another listen with kind of the middle of the track list, 5, 6, and 7. But even those I really, really liked. I love the production elements. You know, you can really, really see this kind of vibe change right after Bachelorette almost. How it kind of got more bright and groovy, but also still vulnerable lyrically. Yeah, a crazy mix of genres. Bachelorette and Pluto are probably my favorite, but I also like the 2 tracks, Hunter and Joga. Very, very good. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of this lyrical overview for, you know, people who are not as familiar with Björk as well, like me, to kind of get to know, you know, the backstory of why she wrote this, lyricism, you know, all of that stuff, because I find it will take away from the reaction if I just have the lyrics up on screen and I'm kind of trying to focus on that as well. So I feel like a little summary like this is really good. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that part as well, kind of the explanation after every track about what it's about, that kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. It helped me kind of get a better picture of the album as a whole instead of kind of letting the comments do the answering. But yeah, incredible album, a crazy kind of evolution of artistry. You know, 2 years after Post, I am now looking at Debut and Post like they are, you know, basic. And they're not basic albums at all, just, you know, because of how different, experimental, gorgeous, you know, breathtaking Homogenic was. I am looking at her first 2 albums as kind of, you know, less than spectacular, which I love both albums. And they also did have, you know, some clear progression of artistry, some bangers, some gorgeous songs. But I believe, yeah, this is her best album. But they're closer than people might suggest. It is very, very close, but I do think this is her best album. It's hard, though, when you have Army of Me on Post. It's a good song, one of the best in her whole discography. It's hard to beat that out, but I believe it does it. Let me know your favorite songs and anything you have to kind of, you know, let me know about in the comments. So, live performances coming up, more music video reactions, and not Volicure, I almost said it. Vespertine. Vespertine will be the next album reaction. Hopefully getting to that sooner than I did to Homogenic after the Post reaction. So, kind of, you know, taking kind of everything in at a time. More Björk content coming soon as possible. Again, the link to the Patreon will be down in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.